I've never been that drunk. Like, people come out with all these stories, oh, when I was smashed and when I was... I've never been like that. I don't think. The only one that was kind of like that was when I was with Geordie again. It's fucking Geordie. He's bad influence on us, bro. And we were out for my birthday, and I decided to squat jump down some stairs. That was the funniest shit I've ever seen. We were walking, so we went outside for some air. As we're coming back through, there's like a narrow hallway. I was like, Bex was in front of us, there was me, and then there was Geordie behind us. And Geordie just saw me stop, squat, just randomly stop, squat, and then jump, smack my head off the roof, and then hit the floor. It was just random as fuck. I would have loved to see it from Geordie's point of view, because from my point of view, it was a good idea to squat jump down the stairs and smack my head on the roof on the way. Built and shook. Cheeky twat. I definitely lost brain cells that day. You know, a good friend would have stopped me, Jordan. But a best friend wouldn't, though, would there? There was one kid who... I was fine with him afterwards. And basically, I'm sat on the desk, you know, I'm sat at the table, doing the work. And this lad stabs in the arm with a pencil. And I was like, do you want to fuck off? Like, that was obviously your answer. Do you want to fuck off? And, you know, pack it in, dickhead. He was like, oh, what are you going to do? And stab me in the arm again. And naturally, I said, try it one more time and see what happens. So he did. And I slid my arm out. He hit the table with there. I grabbed his arm and I just twisted it around. I twisted it around that much. He literally flipped onto his back, onto the table with his arm like this, going, what's your man? Pack it in. Stop it. Stop what are you doing? What are you doing? Stop it. Pack it in. And I said, are you going to fucking pack it in? And he went, yeah. Which obviously the teacher then goes, I was never a bad lad at school. Like, I never messed around or anything like that. So if I ever like flipped, it was because somebody had done something. So she was like, Adam, put him down. I was like, okay, cheers. There was one lad in English who got me in a headlock from behind. His flaw being he was about 5'2". And again, this was like year 10 kind of thing. So I was like 6'2", like a foot taller than him. So I stood up. I grabbed his arms around my neck, and I stood up. And he was just dangling like a cape off my back. So I swung one way and then swung the other. And I was quite close to the door. I missed the door. Didn't hit his head. Missed the door by about that much. And he flew out the classroom and just skidded across the floor. Again, the teacher was like, oh, just don't do it again. I was like, yeah, no bother. I said, but tell him not to get me in a headlock. And I said, and I won't, you know. The only other one, and I know I've brought the story up a few times, the only other one I can think of that was like particularly funny is there was like a group of us who were friends. Two of my mates were going out with these two girls who were also like close friends and stuff. Eventually, obviously, they broke up. And in ICT, the two couples used to sit next to each other. There was this one lesson where the teacher comes in, you know, gets sorted, we're all sat down, and he looks at, why have you switched places, switched back? Like, you didn't ask, I didn't say you could, blah, blah, blah. And one of the lads was like, do you mind if we just stay like this, if that's alright? And he was like, well, to be honest, I do mind because you've not asked and stuff like that. And then one of us, I think I already know, so yeah, leant over and went, sir, they broke up. and he was like, oh, sorry, I didn't realise. Yeah, okay, you can stay sat there, blah, blah, blah. And he said, mine, I don't, you know, it's not funny, don't laugh, blah, blah, blah. Because obviously we started to chuckle after, you know, whatever. Not funny, blah, blah, whatever. So we're getting on with our IT work. And he turned around and he goes, guys, do you want to, should we listen to some music today? And we're all like, hell yeah, let's go. He said, do you know what, I've actually got a really good playlist. And he said, you'll love it. You'll love it. It's a really good playlist. I bet you'll like it. Tell me if you don't, but he said, I bet you'll like it. So we're like, yeah, let's go. So through the speakers, he starts playing Always by Bon Jovi. Sorry, I find it really funny because it's two mates of mine that I'd still take the mick out of today for it. He starts playing Always by Bon Jovi, and obviously we start catching on what he's doing. He's sat behind his laptop like freaking like you know when guys chuckle and they're like the shoulders bob like that, where he's trying not to show that he's laughing. And he's like this behind the thing, and he and if you don't know what song I'm on about, basically it's a breakup song. So he started playing that, and then he put on Snow Patrol, If I Lie Here. It was like, and that was it was going on and on and on. It was just song after song, and literally the two lasses were crying, and the two lads were crying, and everyone else in the class was also crying, pissing themselves laughing about what was going on. And it was so rough, and it was just so funny. It was like, oh my god, I can't believe he's just done that. He was a great IT teacher. But honestly, that point, he was like, no, Jonas, I'm sorry, you know, whoever. He said, we'll still listen to some music though, but you know, I'm sorry, you know, you shouldn't have to listen to that. So we played one normal song, and then went back to another like depressing breakup song, and it was just so funny, and it was like, oh man, like, I don't know, it was one of those moments where like funny as shit, like it was so funny. I also went into his class once, and I had I'd injured myself in polo, in water polo, and I had like you know, like this, like the pull-on bandages. I had one of those across my wrist, and he and he goes, "Oi, Woodsy, do you mind giving us a hand with this?" Obviously, he hadn't seen that I had my hand bandage and this and the other, and I was like, "Yeah, no bother, what's up?" And he needed a box carrying like down 2 classrooms or something. I was like, yeah, no bother. And I went to grab it normally, and my wrist had gone. I was like, fuck. And something about this teacher, he actually had his hand amputated. So he only had, basically his hand looked like that. So like he was missing like the finger, the tops of the fingers. I think he was missing one finger, and his thumb was only half. And I was like, fuck, my wrist. I said, yeah, I'll still do it, give me a second. He's like, don't you dare come to me and complain about a bad hand. And I just looked at him, and he just looked back at us, and just slowly went. I was like, yeah, I'll take that box, don't worry, and just like man hugged the box and just walked off with it. I was like, I'm not getting in this conversation. I am not getting in this conversation. It is not part of me today. Let's not do it. We had a teacher. He was a supply teacher, but he was like a permanent supply teacher for the school, if that makes sense. So he was like always based in the school. And he used to come to class, and I used to like him. He was good. If you were into sport, he'd like you. That was it. And he would be really strict. If he wanted it to be dead silence, you were dead silent. Like there was no leeway. That was it. You don't talk. You get on with the work, and that was it. He was very like strict with it. He came in this one lesson, and he said, "Right, guys," he said, "I'm going to be straight with you. I've got a lot of work I need to get done today." He said, "So I need you guys to be just silent, get on with your work." And he said, "You know, if I get it done sooner, we'll like ease it up a little bit. We'll have a bit of a chat, whatever else, blah blah." So we're like, yeah, no bother. So about 20 minutes into the lesson, right? We hear these noises going off on his laptop, but he has headphones in. So he thought he plugged them in, but he hadn't. And if anybody remembers the old school, the old school games used to come with your laptop. Like the old school games, there was a cake one. It was not dum dum dum. It wasn't the intro. It was if anybody remembers the old school cake game, it was playing that. So we all started like chuckling because we knew what it was. We'd sat there like chuckling and whatnot. And he takes headphones out and he goes, "Guys, what have I told you?" He said, I need to focus on this work. I need you guys, whatever you're chuckling at, pack it in." He said, "Get on with the work." And we're like, "All right, sir." And then after he's like, "So how busy are you, sir?" He's like, "Really busy. Like, I need to get this stuff done like ASAP." He said, "So I really need you to quiet and that." And he goes, and leave it a bit longer. He starts playing it again. You know, the noises are going off. And one of the lads that he's like particularly like, not pally with, but like the kid's into football, into sport, like gets on with him really well, that kind of stuff. He goes, sir, do you have a big cake order coming in? Like, we all just start freaking like howling. And he's like, what are you on about? What are you on about? What are you on about? And he was like, sir, you haven't got your headphones plugged in. So for the whole like 40 minutes left of the session, we knew that he was playing cake, the bloody cake game on the thing. And you know, and just like, bro, chill. But like I said, after that, he just laughed himself. He was like, yeah, sorry. He said, I don't really have stuff to do. You just can talk if you want. George just said, if you guys want to be traumatized. me and Jordy used to take baths together, bro. Yeah, I forgot about that. That was, yeah.